Ravens, welcome back to another maths video, and our learning question today is, can I multiply mixed numbers by an integer? Now we've done multiplying unit fractions and we did multiplying non-unit fractions yesterday. Now we're moving on to the third type of fraction, which is our mixed numbers. But before we get on to that, I've got three revision warm-up questions for you to do. So pause the video now and have a go at answering the questions. So you should have had a go, and our first one over here, we've got 2 multiplied by 3/11ths. And thinking about our non-unit fractions we did yesterday, we know that what we're doing is simply multiplying the integer and the numerator. So that becomes 6/11ths, because 2 times 3 is 6, and the denominator stays the same, so that is 6/11ths. Well done if you got that right. And we've got the question 2 multiplied by 5 wholes and 3/11ths. Now this is what we're moving on to today, but I just wanted to see what you would do if you were faced with this question. How would you attempt this question? And what we'll be looking at today is you can multiply mixed numbers in 3 simple steps. So what you first need to do is you need to multiply the integer and the whole number. So 2 times 5 is 10. That's your first step, so 10. Then you do the fraction, as we've been doing the past few days. 2 times 3/11ths is what we're thinking it is. So 2 times 3/11ths is going to be 6/11ths. And then you can add those together, or as I did, just write them with the whole number and then the fraction that's left over. So the answer is 10 wholes and 6/11ths for this question. Again, this is what we're doing today. I just wanted to test you out and see what you would do if you had this question and you had to have a go at it. And then finally, we've got 5 1/10 multiplied by something is 35 7/10. So thinking back to this question, where we did the whole number and the integer first, we could think of, what do we multiply 5 by to get 35? 5 times what is 35? And I know that that is 7, so I'll do some jottings just to check my working out. 5 times 7 is 35. Let's check that works with the fraction part of that mixed number. So then we imagine we're going to do 1/10 multiplied by 7, or 7 lots of 1/10. And that is going to end up with 7/10. So we know that 5 1/10 multiplied by 7 is going to give us 35 7/10. Well done if you got all of those right. That was just a little warm-up to get us thinking. But as I said, when we're multiplying mixed numbers by an integer or a whole number, we need to think about it in 3 simple steps. So number 1, can you remember what I did first on the warm-up question? I'm thinking of the whole number, or the number of wholes, and the integer. That's what I multiply first. So we're going to do 2 times 4, which is 8. 8 wholes, that is. Then my step 2 is you'd go back to, as we were doing yesterday, our non-unit fraction multiplied by the integer. So we're doing 3 times 4. We're doing 3/13, multiplied by 4. And this is a number sentence we recognised from yesterday. So all we're doing is we're multiplying the 3 by 4, which is 12, and we've already got our denominator, so 12/13. Then finally, you need to put those two together, our 8 wholes and our 12/13, which simply put, added together, would be that as a mixed number, because we've mixed our wholes, number of wholes, with our fraction that's left over. So our third step, if we wanted to write out our third step, we'd literally be doing 8 wholes, add 12/13, which is our mixed number, like that. Are we all happy with that? Excellent. So I want you to, on a scrap bit of paper if you can, this will help you in the rest of the lesson and when you do your worksheet, I want you to write out those 3 steps that I just talked about, those 3 simple steps when we're multiplying mixed numbers. Pause the video and make some notes, jot down your 3 steps. What are they? What did we do? And then join back in and we'll write some out together. So, first step, what did we do? We did the whole number, didn't we? So we can say multiply the whole number. In fact, that's not very clear because we know that integer also means whole number. So you might get confused about what number. So we could do multiply the number of wholes. That makes it a bit clearer, doesn't it? Because the number of wholes is the whole number in our mixed number. So the question we had before was 2 and 2/13, for example. And our number of wholes is this red here. So I scribble that in red so I know what I'm talking about. Number of wholes is that part of our mixed number, okay? What about step 2? Once you've done that, multiply number of wholes by the integer. What did we do next? What did we do next? Rewind the video if you need to. What was our step 2 though? Our step 2 was when we multiply the fraction by the integer. Yeah, and I've put fraction because we know that could mean a unit fraction, a non-unit fraction, whatever it may be. You are multiplying the remaining, let's grab another colour. You are multiplying the remaining fraction or the part that's left over in step 2. And step 3, what was step 3? So you might be able to skip out step 3 depending how confident you are. But that is when we need to add our 2 answers. Add the 2 answers. So we could think that as number of wholes and it's going to be a fraction if we're multiplying a fraction by an integer. Add the fraction left over. Like that. Okay, so you should have had a go at jotting down these 3 steps. If you need to reword yours looking at mine or Magpie mine, you're more than welcome to. But jot them down on a scrap bit of paper because that you'll be able to have that in front of you as you do your worksheet today. Okay. So, thinking about our 3 steps, have a go at this question on your own and then play the video when you're ready to hear the answer. So, 3 simple steps. Step number 1, multiply the number of wholes by the integer. So I'm doing 4 times 2. And in my jottings, I can literally do 4 times 2, which is 8. Step number 2, what's the number sentence I'm doing for step number 2? I'm multiplying 4 and 2/13. So I'm doing 4 multiplied by 2/13, like that. And what's that going to be? 4 times 2, because I'm multiplying the integer and the numerator, and that is going to be 8/13. Step number 3, I'm simply going to take my 8 wholes, my answer here, and my answer here, and we're going to add them together. 8 wholes, add 8/13 equals, really simply, 8 and 8/13, like that. Easy, 1, 2, 3, 3 steps when you're multiplying mixed numbers like that. Right, have a go at this question. Have a go at this question on your own. Check back in when you're ready to hear the answer. And we've got 3 multiplied by 5 and 2/7. So first I'm going to do my 3 multiplied by the 5. And I'm going to jot up here now. I've done my jottings where I've broken down each step. Now I'm going to try and put them together just to reduce my working out or show that I'm doing a lot of mental work in my head. So 3 times 5 tells me there are 15 wholes. And now I'm doing the 3 multiplied 2/7 multiplied by 3, or 3 by 2/7. So I'm going to think 3 times 2 is 6. That gives me my numerator, and 7 is still the denominator. Exactly the same process, I'm just doing it more mentally in my head. But if you still need to use the jottings, please do that today. That's absolutely fine. This is new learning today, so if it takes you a little bit of time to get the 3 steps clear in your head, that's fine. Well done if you got that answer. Okay, last question for us today. 8 multiplied by 7 6. So this isn't a mixed number, this is going back to our knowledge yesterday. But if we're doing 8 multiplied by 7 6, we know we're doing 8 lots of 7 sixths. So 8 times 7 is what? 8 times 7 is 56. So what we've got is 56 sixths. Now that is clearly an improper fraction because that numerator is bigger than the denominator. So 56 sixths, what would that be as a mixed number? And I'm going to count up in my sixes. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, what comes after 36? 42, 48, 54, 54, 56. So how many lots of 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 holes. And that would be 50, that's 54, but we need to make 56. So how many is left over? What fraction are left over? 9 and 2 sixths, like that. Okay. Have a go at today's worksheet. Remember those 3 simple steps when you're multiplying mixed numbers by an integer, and I'll see you tomorrow.